Current young rider number 1, Dan Neilson, is one of those former pony riders who came through those ranks, trained by Jason and Katrina Moore in a great partnership with Miklo Madness.
When he was about 14, 15 years old, he always looked like he had talent. He had a very difficult pony in the fact that it wouldn't jump water, and he persevered with it, got it to jump water, and then managed to get selected for the European Pony Championships in 2006. And when he got there, he won the individual championships, and he was then looking for somewhere to go and ride, and we offered him a job, and he's been here ever since.
Based in Essex under the guidance of Jason and Katrina Moore, Dan continues to develop his riding and their equine talent.
This is the study room, basically where I do most of our planning, go through schedules on the computer and things like that. There's also a bit of memorabilia in here. There's a few photos. Just going into a little bit of the gym area now, where the punch bag is just on its own, a little bit, a place where I like to spend a bit of time. My boxing coach was always quite enthusiastic about me, but I started too late when I was 15, so I missed the early years, you know. But I did like it, and I always keep thinking about getting into it. Just going into the gym area, it's just been narrowed down to a small gym. There was a big gym here before, but there's everything I need for my sort of daily workout. My mum was always involved with horses. She had a passion for horses, which is obviously where it started. My dad had no interest at all, really. He was a miner, big into football crazy actually. But still, I think even till the age of 12, there was still sort of a bit of a competition going on really between mum and dad. Football one day, riding the next. Lots of different things going on. Picked up tennis, table, anything, any sort of sport really. But it was always show jumping. It always came first on a weekend. If there was a football match, I'd have to say to the team that I can't make it, I'm at a show. Or if my boxing coach was trying to organise a bout for me, I couldn't make it, I'm going to a show. Whether it be a big show, small show, training show, anything, it was always the horses that came first.
2007, Dan's first big win in horses came in London at Olympia in the Accenture Young Showjumper of the Year. Topped off from a year where he won individual silver at the Junior European Championships.
To somebody that isn't involved in the sport, it looks like, well, he's just sat on the horse and it's just jumping the jumps, like as simple as that. Obviously, it's not, it's so technical. It's probably one of the most technical sports in the world. I feel that there's so many aspects involved in not only like a footballer has to deal with walking into a stadium and the pressure of all them fans watching him. Well, it's when we walk into an arena, we have to deal with the pressure of all the fans watching us. But then the horse, is he scared of the crowd? Does he feeling pressure? Does he get intense? As well as controlling yourself, you've still got to control a living animal, which can really do whatever it wants at any time. We're now on the outdoor menage, where we're going to train a horse and rider to deal with situation as in the ring, a related distance. Basically, we've got just a normal related distance that you'd find in most courses. You've got a vertical 4 level strides to the oxer, which should be simple. If everything works out, a good canter to the red, keep rolling on down. The rider should just stay tall, support the horse a little bit, and the 4 strides should be nice to the oxer. We have Stacey Wilso riding, and the horse is High Tones Ed, a former horse of mine that I competed. Stacey now competes her and rides her. Okay, so Stacey's just going to come to the red vertical in a normal canter she would do in the ring, and hopefully the 4 strides should just be nice and level. 3, 4, just like that. It's showing us that she rode correctly the red vertical, in a nice canter, normal distance. She sat tall, she saw the level 4 strides, that it was quite easy to get there, and she let the horse do the rest of the work basically. This time round, she's going to come to the red vertical, this time a little bit slower, and have a little bit of a shorter distance, which might happen in the ring if you need to gain control, or if that's the distance that you see. And then you have to react to the distance, because then obviously if you land a little bit shorter and a bit slower, the distance changes afterwards, i.e. it's going to be very long on the 4. Good, stay tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. She didn't have to change too much down the distance, which is crucial. She had a shorter distance to the red one, which she then jumped it slower. She landed short to the other side of the jump, And then instead of changing everything and trying to go forward again, she just stayed calm, stayed tall, and fitted that extra stride in, which then benefited. She threw a nice jump over the oxer. As a rider, it's your job to act instinctively to what's going on underneath you. And it's all about how fast you do it, really, and then you can mask little problems that are happening in the ring, which the top riders in the world do very well. You can be riding the best you've ever rode in your life, your horse can feel unbelievable, and you can have one down and you're not the winner, and it's just like that. When it all comes off and it all pays off and you win a big final or you jump clear in a big class, and then the feeling is like no other.
Like rider talent, top horses have to keep being developed. Dan's top ride last season was international winner Mylena 8, but watch out for Chauvinist.
He's just turned 9-year-old this year. Last year was a very good year for him. He was Young Rider champion at the Horse of the Year show, and he also was Speed Horse of the Year champion at the same show also. So he's really had a good year last year. He stepped up a level, started to jump a couple of Grand Prix and things like that. So hopefully he'll pick up where he left off. Each rider normally has a system that they'll work throughout the yard, that they work each horse in a similar way. But I think obviously horses are individually different. You know, some are very brave, some are quite a little bit nervous, some are really careful. You know, all them little aspects play into your routine and what you do with them. And I think it has to be different. You know, like it's the horses get up out of bed one morning, they can't tell you if they've got a little bit of a headache or if they've only had 3 hours sleep that night. You know, you don't. You know, it's hard to monitor everything. So that's where your feeling comes into it, and you sort of have to work a little bit day by day as in your routine. Sometimes I only ride them for half an hour because they feel a little bit tired, or one day they come out really fresh so they have a little bit more work. So it's different every day. It's always good to have some people who know what they're talking about and know what they're saying, i.e. Jason and Katrina. When you can go home, they've either been there or they're watching the video and they understand what I'm saying, the feelings that I'm feeling. So it's quite good to have somebody professional beside you.
It comes up with the international shows, and when you print it off... I think he has all the makings of being one of our best riders. He has dedication, he's very good with the sponsors, you know, he gives his all, really.
I'd love to be in the top 10 in the world, as well as the Olympics, to be in the top 10 in the world. It's sort of like the peak. You really recognise then as making it in the sport. That would be fantastic.